Hi, my name is Lino, and in this video I like to present 12 hand gestures for effective group communication. So these gestures have the potential to increase the speed, harmony and effectiveness of the group communication, and I've had very good experiences with these to improve my meetings and group communication processes. So most meetings and groups only use the normal raising a hand to say something, gesture. But one to supplement is both hands for immediate things that people like to say. So there's a clarifying question, just a short remark to the thing that has just been said, which only makes sense to be said now and not like five people later. So this for immediate urgent things to say. Then this, raising the hands and shaking them a little bit for appreciation or enthusiasm with the things that have just been said. So if someone says a thing that many people support and then many people in the group do this, then you know, okay, this is something that resonates, that many people think that way. And it can also save a lot of time because afterwards people don't have to raise their hand again and repeat the same thing and say, yeah, I see this the same way, but just did this, then the pressure is out and it just increases the efficiency. Next one is this one, which symbolizes the framework of what's just relevant. And if people drift off and say things that are just not relevant, that are unimportant or out of the scope of the meeting, they lose it's out of the current framework of relevance. And then you show this, and then the person has a signal that, oh, okay, sorry, I'm drifting off. And especially if many people do this, then it's a nonverbal effective signal for the person speaking to come back to relevance. And it's usually much easier than if the person facilitating the meeting has to jump in and cut off the person and go like, yeah, sorry, I think this is not relevant. Because this is often also a bit difficult and can be interpreted as aggressive, and that way it's more self-regulating. Next one, this, please be louder, speak louder a little bit. In the same way, it's much easier to just make a gesture than jumping in and cutting off someone and like, yeah, please go louder. And it's more disturbing. This way, it's more smooth and effective. So these ones are the core gestures, which I think are helpful for nearly every meeting or every group communication. The following ones are more optional and depend on the circumstances, and yeah, just try it out what's useful and leave aside what's not useful for your context. So the next ones are especially for decision making. I especially can recommend the consent decision making process, which is not consensus but consent. And there you can use 3 hand gestures. So someone has a proposal and then you can show your thumb if you agree. I think I don't have a resistance. I think that's good. No objection. Next one is this. This means I have an objection. So it's actually a gift I make because I have an additional perspective which has been neglected maybe. So therefore, this one for an objection. And this for, I have a bad feeling. I don't have a good reason. I can't explain it yet maybe, but I have a little bit of an objection. And alternatively, especially if it's not enough that people don't have an objection and you want to know would they support this actively or not, you can differentiate between 3 stages. So for example, let's say someone proposes to organize a conference in a year. And then hands rise up means yes, I support this and I would actively contribute to this with my energy and my time. In the middle means I support this but I can't contribute myself, so I'm passively supported. And hands down means I don't support it. I think it's not a good idea. And then of course it makes a big difference if all the people do this, or at least some do this, to know would I be alone or is there enough men and women power to really get this done. And last one, if you use consensus decision making, this one is helpful to express a veto. Also much quicker than people explaining it or raising hand or whatever. Yeah, and the next ones, they are really more for details for the process, really more optional, but might be good to know them as well. One is silence. So instead of making or please be quiet or shouting something, which often happens, it's a bit annoying, just raise your hand, do this, and then other people see it and maybe agree and also raise their hand, go silent, and then very quickly this can can spread, and then the whole group does this, and then it's silent, which is, yeah, much less aggressive and can be quite effective. Next one, P for process. So I have an idea, a proposal how to improve the current process. Maybe I think we need a break, or we should talk about a different topic, or bring in a hand gesture to increase effectiveness, or whatever. So this is also more urgent. It should be, the person should be allowed to speak rather quicker than later. Next one, language. If there are language issues, so I need someone to help me translate, or I didn't understand a word, or whatever. L for language. Then C for clarification. Clarify, please clarify. I didn't understand something. And that way, if you do this and the person speaking sees this, then he or she can immediately maybe expand a bit more on what has been said and clarify things without that person having to say something as well who has a problem understanding. And last thing, please be quicker. Please speed up. Yes, that's it. 12 gestures. I can really recommend to try them out. Better though, not all at the same time. People need time to process, learn them. If you overwhelm them with all 12, it's probably not going to work. So one by one, and just try them out. Some might be useful, others less, but yeah. So good luck with your future meetings.